All right. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So let me show you what I have done for today. I had a not bad trading day in the end. All these numbers that you cannot see behind me, all these numbers over here are what I traded today, only up 352. I was up about 800 or 900, and then I kind of blew it at the end, but at least with a rough ending of the day, I still ended up. I'm going to be done trading for the day. I think things are going to be rather sideways. So what I want to do today in the show is show you what I did right, show you where I messed up, and then at the end, I want to tell you where I think Bitcoin is going over the next perhaps 24 hours, but particularly up until traditional markets open around 9:30 a.m. New York time tomorrow on Wednesday. So I'm specifically going to tell you the short-term time frame, what I think, and then after that, I'm going to tell you where I think it could happen to go after markets open, because I think tomorrow might be a volatile day. It was a real cliffhanger in the traditional markets, and it's going to affect Bitcoin. So things are going to get heated tomorrow morning, starting around 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Let's dive into these charts. All right, let's start off with so this is 621, everything this one and above. So this one starts yesterday's trading, and this one right here starts today's trading. That's what all these numbers here are. I mean, heck, I can't complain. I really messed it up at the end. I didn't do anything stupid or catastrophic, but I'm green for the day, whatever. So I'm going to show you really quickly what I did right, because people want to learn how to make, how people are making money in the bear market, since you can't really do it with altcoins right now, unless, you can't really do it with altcoins on spot. So what I've done right is I have everything I did that was green was a short. And once again, it's not necessarily confusing me, but for whatever reason, it's easier for me in this trend up to identify lower highs. And that's it. I have my ribbons on. That might be a little distracting. Yeah, just identifying lower highs and shorting. A lower high and short. That's it. I mean, that's all I'm doing. And then the one time I took a very probable trade here. So I'm going to show. So basically, I shorted here and I took profit, and I shorted there and I took profit. That's all I did. Literally all that money. So $900, right? It was $900 up from there to there and there to there, and that's it. That's $900. And then so here I took a long. I thought I was a genius trying to add to my position a tiny bit at that wick low. So I set my stops a little wide. I actually moved them down just a tiny bit to grab some more, because I thought, it's just a wick. And that's where I messed up, because it just stopped me right out in a slightly bigger position. Of course, the things that I added here, they did not move much distance down, so the bigger positions didn't move very far for me to wick out. But I still added to a losing position, which wasn't wise. However, I really thought perhaps it was attracted towards that wick low, and it was going to pop up. And here, this move here all happened within a 3-minute candle. You see that? So I thought it was more of a fake out, because at that exact moment was around the end of the day for IXIC closing. So I thought, you know what? This is a move down that's going to be a fake out, and I made an exception to a very simple rule. So watch. It's like every time I try to make an exception and I have a good reason to break a rule, I lose money. So remember that. And I remember it, but I still do it sometimes. That's the way it is in trading. And you have to let it hurt. You have to let it burn, and you really need to reflect on what you did wrong, right? So that's what I'm doing for you. I'm showing you what I did wrong. So hopefully myself, I won't do it again, finding exceptions to rules I know work and keep me safe, right? But hopefully you don't do it either. And again, I'm not going to tell you necessarily what signals I got. So for YouTube content, Discord content, the reason for these signals, that's going to stay Discord stuff. But just overall where I made money. I made money from here to here and there to there. That's it. And Cardano's been on fire. What was my biggest trade of the day? It was on Cardano short. Yeah, I'm really liking charting Cardano because Ethereum and Bitcoin get more like, like stop hunts to the upside more than ADA. And ADA, once it makes its height, it really, that's it. And it usually lags Bitcoin. It's just a lot easier. So that's a hint for everybody else. However, you can get really messed up with Cardano. So if you're new to futures, don't think you're a genius just trying to short Cardano, because it can really mess you up fast. fast. It's moderately volatile. It's more volatile than Ethereum and Bitcoin for sure. All right, but not nearly as much as like Near Protocol or like some other things traded on futures. It's not even close. So I like it. It's got a good blend of predictability and volatility. All right, so yeah, I tried to long for the first time in 3 days in an uptrend. Look at this. I mean, what the hell? And it was a good trade too. I mean, that's where it bounced, and I was in profit, and shame on me. I could have. So another mistake I made is, well, actually, it did cross the point. It closed the candle above that high. I should have moved up my damn stop and allowed myself simply to re-enter. So I think I was busy at the time. I was on a phone call, so that's probably why I wasn't able to do that. But the basic rule is, when you can really move up your stops into profit without getting a stop button to the downside, is you see a low, you have some form of higher low, and then you break a local high and close the candle. Usually that next higher low after breaking a previous local high here with a closure. So that one did, I think. Yes. This candle right here barely closed above that local high. So you should have been safe to move up your stops and wait for a higher low, and then for it to break this high again to move it up even more. So I should have had my stop barely in profit at that point. So that's another rule that I broke, but that is something that I on Discord as well, I try to let folks know, hey, once this move is now starting, I give suggestions on, okay, move stops at least into profit, or, hide them just outside of profit, things to that effect. And if you're interested in that, links to the Discord community are in the description sections of all my videos. I'm not for sure about my live videos. And you make sure you're following me on Twitter. I post some pretty bomb charts on there as well for you to ponder about. And then if online community is not your thing, I give about 15 to 20 updates on Bitcoin, NASDAQ, and traditional finance and Ethereum for my Cryptillion YouTube tier, and also I provide recordings of the Discord Cryptillion conversations and live chats for the YouTube tiers, recording of it, but they don't join live. All right, so Bitcoin. So that's what I did right, and that's what I did wrong. Now what I want to discuss is, so two things. Where is Bitcoin going between now and traditional markets opening, which is very distinct, I can speak English, with what's going to happen at market open. That I actually don't know, but I do know, I think I know that it's going to get volatile before noon. So I think I have a good understanding of what's going to happen between now and then, which is a bunch of nothing. is kind of what I'm thinking. So let's I really am seeing a bunch of nothing. All right. In general, what I think will happen essentially for America, you're better out, get outside. Just go outside. Like, don't try to trade this. Go outside the rest of the day. Like, hell, even get off this video and leave. No. But anyway, seriously though, don't try to trade this all night. I don't think anything profitable is going to happen. You're most likely going to be stuck in positions and see it go down your way and then come right back up to your stop and you pay fees. And then, I got another good entry, and then it goes your direction. Then it comes right back up to your stop and you pay fees. Like, this is going to be a beautiful night to pay fees to KuCoin or wherever you're trading. So you might get outside. That's what I think is essentially going to happen. But to see it visually here, I'm going to zoom out to the 4-hour chart. And all right, so the reason I have this this green box is not part of the channel. So this channel right here, the top, bottom, point of control in the middle, quarter line, or whatever the, split lines or whatever. I guess there are, they're 1/5 line, 2/5, I don't know. Anyway, so you have these lines here where it's all pinging off of. But this box here is where is the most bullish I can see it going this week. It could rival it and get above it and come back to use it as support, but overall in the week, so if you look at the structure over here, this is the first, so it's the first major wick down during this fall, right? But you also have a wick up in these candles here. So usually price, after it makes a local low, it likes to race up to that, pull back, and then decide if it's going to continue or break down, which that is an inverse head and shoulders. It's very common because all inverse head and shoulders means it's the first higher low after a downtrend of that time frame. That's all it means. And because Bitcoin goes do, it forms like a W, and people call it inverse head and shoulders. But it's just the first. It means the first higher low has happened, and you're rivaling a breakout of the first of the local high. That's all it means. That's literally all it means, right? And that's what's getting ready to happen here probably. It's going to be a big inverse head and shoulders, but I don't like to say that because I don't know, I feel it loses its meaning. You're potentially, this looks like a lower high. Now we're rivaling, essentially getting above this local high right here, and it could be a big breakout. So I see it most bullish coming up here, going back to the point of control over this week, and then deciding I don't know, I don't have an opinion on where to go after that, but that is one likely price path. That'll take it up to 22,800 is this line up here. But that's the most bullish I see it going. I really don't see it coming up here and then using that as support. I think it'll get blocked, come down, and then decide after that. That'll be potentially around Friday. Anyway, I think price could also get rejected from that point and that point as well. That's 22.2, so just a bunch of twos, and then 21.8 is a potential 21.8, a bunch of twos, and then this point here, 22.8 are I think the most likely points for things to start breaking down, or currently, maybe if it's potential. So if we zoom way in here, it's potential that counts as a rejection from it. I personally don't think it is. So for me on the 5-minute chart, that's not close enough for me. I still think it wants to come up and test this sometime this week, or this one, or the box. You see that? So now that I'm way zoomed in, it's not very far away. It's not very far away. So I mean, look, this is the 5-minute chart. I simply think that point, or this point here, especially because this horizontal box meets up with that channel line, right? So that's around 22.8. That's as high as I see it going until from now till Friday, right? Okay, but in the immediate sense, I see price essentially oscillating on this channel line. Maybe trying to flirt with that again and going down here and then flirting with that line but not touching and going up here, something like that. And then when market opens tomorrow, a different story would happen. And I think, essentially this is what I think is something to this effect, or some type of, if I can draw it like this, some type of oscillation around this line, and to even break it out even further, I don't think overnight that this line will be touched or this line will be touched, and that price will ride between it somehow. Could get close to each, could get close to just one, but I don't think this will be touched or this will be touched until around, at the earliest, 8 a.m. New York on Wednesday morning, or 12 o'clock London, or 1 p.m. Berlin. That's what I think is getting ready to happen. Now, what happens after that? So let me show you this is a real cliffhanger here. Look how, this is the point of control on NASDAQ in its current channel, right? So with a couple horizontals, you have the point of control here, top of the channel, bottom of the channel, all the, in the separation lines. And then you have some key horizontals here running through. So this is the point of control. It could go, so this is one of those interesting cases where I'm not going to say it could go up, it could go down, it could go sideways. Rather, what I'm going to say is it could go up or it could go down. I don't see this going sideways much longer tomorrow. This was essentially NASDAQ composite, its closure. And I bet that NASDAQ futures, which trades 23 hours a day, 5 days a week, I don't think it's going to do anything, because that was a cliffhanger. Like, it could go up or it could go down. It really could. It's not decisive. And you go to SPX, same deal. Slightly different structure because it has, so SPX is a little stronger structurally than NASDAQ. So it essentially got a weak bounce off the point of control and is coming up and using this big horizontal from a while ago, maybe from 2020 or 2021. But this is a horizontal over about a year old or more, perhaps a year. And hell, I should just go back and look, but zoom out a little bit. But anyway, it's so if we zoom into this part here, it's mostly using stuff as support. Honestly, it looks like it wants to go up at least for the beginning of the day tomorrow, at least, which could be a scam pump. But regardless, I just don't think it's going to go sideways around market open. I think you could have a fake out to the downside and then you zoom up aggressively, or the day starts strong, maybe futures, and hell, the futures could start tanking around. So this is not futures, this is actually SPX, but the futures of this is open 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. But the futures before this opens could really tank down, then come back up when this is getting ready to open, and then this goes up first first and then comes down like by noon or something. I think something volatile could happen and direction could go both ways as opposed to volatility just one way and then the same way and then the same way. Does that make sense? I can't really read the market. If I had to make a specific guess, it looks like I can't tell. I think it's equal. I mean, hell, it could even be a lower high and then it just really starts tanking. It's nothing. So the volatility might not actually increase until it starts going down one direction. It's just, I can't tell what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some specific lines on where you can start telling. So hopefully that's going to be valuable for you. I can't quite tell what it's going to, so I can tell roughly what's going to happen. I think I can with confidence from now till market open. But once market opens, I'm not getting a good read on it, but here's what you can specifically look out for. It's really simple. So on IXIC, when market opens, okay, you probably don't have the same trading channel, but I'm on the 5-minute chart. When the market opens, you can simply, draw lines like this. Like this. Something to that effect. Whichever line it breaks first, that's the direction it's probably going. That's it. Same with, and so when market opens, and that's going to be 9:30 a.m. It's that simple. That's going to give you the best indicator. And the futures, what they're doing before market open, it could be the exact opposite. So it's not a trustworthy indicator to look at the open markets of the futures and pre-market open stuff. So in here, I would say as long as you're above the bottom of actually, as long as this is above here, it's still pretty safe, which means it stays in this blue box. Okay, and if it gets above the blue box, so whichever one happens first, below the blue box, things are probably going down. Above the blue box, things are going up. Both might be. So this chart is SPX specifically. That's the ticker. It won't open until 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. That's a very good way to try to determine what's going to happen. Or you could use this chart as well. So you can use what's called, can you see up here where it's called rotated rectangle. All right, you can just just go like this, and whichever way it breaks out first and you'll see that SPX, if this gets a breakout of this area, SPX will likely be doing the same thing. It'll likely be right here breaking into the green zone. It'll move together. And if the other one, and if this SPX goes above the blue box and above this local high, you'll probably see IXIC going above. This is tilted, but it'll be going above the this box. And so the direction's up. Could that be a fake out? Yeah, but you'll be able to, tell that that's coming, with a lower high potentially, or if volatility really starts, you see a hot move coming, then you realize, oh shoot, if I took on longs, I'm in profit, I might want to get out. If you start seeing it, just come up and then really start tanking, you just have to be ready for that kind of stuff, because it could go both ways tomorrow. I just don't think it's going to go sideways, but this is how I would determine your probabilities. And I would just go with I would go on Bitcoin with the direction that it picks, whether it breaks up or down. I would be short in this case and long in this case. And if it's a fake out, well, that's what stops are for, and that's what moving up your stops are after a move gets you in profit. That's all you can do. Yeah, you don't have to guess and start, longing to this point and start taking on shorts at this precise moment now. Just, that's what stops are for. And if you can get your stops in profit, let that happen. And then you get stopped out, set back and wait for your next entry. Don't just try to hop in and chase it. That's it. And that covers what I think is going to happen between now and market open. All right, what will happen at market open, and I told you how the highest I can see things going this week for Bitcoin before Friday, which is going to be close to 22.8. 22.8 is the highest I can see Bitcoin going this week, Monday through Friday. Could it float up over the weekend? Maybe, but between now and Friday, 22,800 is the highest that I can see, and that's what we got for Bitcoin. All right, now Ethereum. Honestly, folks, if you like trying to just figure out where price is going. You really should look. So this is from my alerts and stuff on Discord. I mean, Ethereum really is the voice of reason, and thank goodness I gave this alert to my community here. So I tried to enter over this. I specifically entered over. It went a tiny bit higher, but I let everybody know, hey, what? I'm actually adding because it just looks like it's getting ready to come down. And our profit taking, I think, from that alert was 1060. So the profit taking really hasn't actually happened yet. But if my VIPs are doing the original plan at the entry and profit taking, they would still be in the trade. And honestly, they would have made more money on a percentage basis at their account than I did. I took profits aggressively today. I just wasn't feeling, I just felt it was going to be a little too choppy. But had somebody entered per the original, plan and is still waiting for, I think, the target of 1060, that person would, on a percentage basis, would have a better trade than all mine put together, my $350. But if you make that into a percentage, I would have been better off just following my first trade setup for the day that hit. Following plan, but I'm not going to get mad about. I'm not going to beat myself up over taking profits too early because my risk management was really tight, and so I think I'm good. Besides the last trade, last trade's what screwed me. So Ethereum, Ethereum price here. I also think that for Tuesday into Wednesday, the 21st to the 22nd, and I'm speaking on New York time. Between now and Wednesday at 9 a.m., I don't see Ethereum going over this green line, and I don't see Ethereum going under this green line. So not over and not under that. I think it's going to play here. Could it touch both, or could it touch one? Yes, but between now and market open, I don't really see it going much below $1,100. It could wick below, but I don't see it going much below there. And before market open tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. New York time on Wednesday the 22nd, I could see this. I don't see it going over 1140. And you would want to look at my Bitcoin video, what I think for the rest of the week. But in summary, the rest of the week, my Bitcoin target of 22.8, the highest I can see it going, that would be Ethereum about right here. And the 20 says that would actually be tomorrow. Well, let me make sure that matches up. So that'd be 10%. That is about the same. Okay, that works. That actually works really well. So yeah, the top of this horizontal. So this is a weekly horizontal. Essentially, if you look left 4.5 years, you have weekly wicks and candle bodies at both of these. It's a very powerful area. So if Bitcoin were to hit my upper target, Ethereum would be right almost exactly, at this horizontal. So I can just give one number, around 1230 is about the highest I can see Ethereum this Friday. And essentially all I'm going to do to determine what type of edge do I have for a short or for a long is, this is a different range here. So this is a double or triple, this is a triple decker. So this is the line which separates this range from that range. It's a totally different ranges. So I'm just gonna, every time it goes up to this line, I'm gonna be short. Even if I think Bitcoin's getting ready to spike up, it doesn't matter. I trade it until it doesn't work. I've missed out on so much money not following that rule, thinking, oh, but Bitcoin's too bullish for this, it's going to keep breaking up, and then it just comes right back down. You just do it until it doesn't work and use risk management. So so Ethereum is a lot easier to read for me. It's a lot easier. Way, way, way easier. But the one time it doesn't work and I use risk management to get stopped out at a certain price, well, I know that the next big obstacle up there is 1230. So of course, sometimes the trade won't go your way, and I'm expecting one of these times it doesn't, but I will play it until it doesn't work. It's literally that simple. And the bottom of this, so the top of this horizontal, you might want to put this on your chart, folks, 1230 to 1160. Let me label this 1160 to 1230. You need that on your chart. I promise you, it's going to come and play. Well, unless things just go straight down, which could happen as well. But if price doesn't go straight down, I did something wrong. Yeah, 1230. Dirt to dirt. Yeah, if Bitcoin wants to float up this week, this section will come into play. Each of those numbers specifically will have a strong chance of coming into play. And so you might as well have the horizontal with the low end at 1160, the high end at 1230. And then if you want to try to, not make the same channels that I have here, so that like perfectly map out price, essentially. It's almost like a cheat code. But anyway, I didn't just delete. Okay, good. So it's a triple decker. Ethereum's been going a lot more sideways than Bitcoin, which makes me think that Ethereum dominance might be trying to bounce on Bitcoin. Let's see here. Yeah, so if that makes sense. With Ethereum going more sideways, Ethereum has to be making a bounce on Bitcoin. So this is ETH versus BTC, which makes sense. There's been a lot more structural sideways action on Ethereum. But if you want to try drawing this line here, one way to do it is zoom into the 5-minute chart, and the top of the line, essentially on the 5-minute chart, the biggest move that we got, I would connect not the ultimate low, but the one before it, that wick. Right, I would connect that to where the big candle takes off. So the wick of that candle, the big one that takes off, right, today on the 5-minute chart. So connect that wick to not the low, but the one before that wick, and you'll have the same line as I am. And then you can extend it. Then you can extend it, and anytime Ethereum goes up there, just extend it 5 days, and it's likely to get rejected from there until it doesn't. And I know that sounds stupid. And, some of the people who I might consider mentor that I grew up watching on YouTube, one person in particular, I never understood it. It works until it doesn't. It sounds so dumb, but it's true. It's so true. And if you don't, so here's the application of that. There have been a few times where I see Ethereum, like you just saw, like near the top of the channel, and it's peeking its head up, and and Bitcoin just looks too bullish. I like, man, Bitcoin looks like it's going to go higher, but Ethereum's right there, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to take this short. I'm scared. And what happened? It would have been my best trade of the week. And so the opportunity cost of not understanding that phrase is massive. It will work until it doesn't. It's mind-blowing once you understand it. It really is. I promise. But I didn't get it right away. So I don't. Hopefully, I might be explaining it better than what I heard it and showing you exact implications of it. That means I would have been. I almost waited for this up here to short per my alert, but I let them know, hey, you know what? I'm taking this now from this range, and I did, and I got a good trade out of it until I messed things up at the end. But it got me up for the day. Without having taken that, I would have been down for the day, right? And so my current futures account, just so you all know, I'm not feeding you a bunch of crap. I brought it all the way down to under 21.3. Dang it, I was at 21.8 something. I saw at 21.9. Man, I almost took out 22K. Son of a gun. Oh well, that's fine. I was up $300 today. I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna bitch too much more. And yeah, so this is a little, just note here though, that my thoughts on Ethereum, they might contradict a little bit of what my analysis is for Bitcoin, but that trading is a little different than TA. I'm going to follow the rules on Ethereum. If I feel convinced that Bitcoin's going to go up, but Ethereum's right there, I mean, maybe I could short Ethereum and long Bitcoin at the same time, just sit, stop, see which one wins. I don't know. I could do that, but I need to follow those rules until it doesn't work. And so that is what we got for Ethereum. Hopefully that was helpful. And I hopefully showed you how to draw it out, at least with the top channel line very specifically. And that was on the 5-minute chart. Feel free to rewind that part. And I am recording the standalone, so I'll upload Ethereum analysis after this if you want to rewatch it. Okay, now time for questions. I'm going to turn on my air conditioner, and before I record anything, I'll turn it off, so I know it's making noise. Here, maybe I can. Yeah, it's still making noise. I'll turn it off here in a second. Just really hot. All right, here we go. Hello. All right. Hey guys, are you hodling all your alt? No, I sold back in January. Yeah, right when I was telling people freaking Tether, and then all the big accounts. What are you buying this dip? What are you buying that dip? what are you buying? What NFTs you buying? Like, but I don't even respond to NFT people, but typically, like all the like big accounts, what are you buying every dip on the whole way down this bear market, or until they stop finally at 28K. But I would always reply, Tether. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding either. Tether. Like, I've been in Tether for a bit. Now, did I tether it up as soon as what would have been perfect? No. I mean, you can't sell tops, you can't buy bottoms. Buying bottoms is probably easier than selling a top, I would say, or getting close to a bottom. Because bottoms, just the way it makes a landmark is a little bit more noticeable. So it's going to be, so if you're still here, I'm telling you, it's going to be easier to identify a bottom. But you can also use the time axis. I think it's got a lot more to go. And the bottom, I think, will happen February or January, February 2023. That's where I think Bitcoin will bottom in that specific time frame. Just a heads up. All right. Now, here we go. So no, I'm not. Now I have DCA'd into some coins. I DCA'd way too early, but that's the point of DCA. You take a little bit of money. You know, if you, let's say I want to put $1,000 total through this bear market into XRP. I used about 25% of that, and I bought it at 64 cents, something like that. Am I almost 50% down? Yeah, on that DCA. But if I had $1,000 I wanted to buy, I only bought $250 worth. And I did that with 4 coins, I think. Maybe 3. BPro, Mover, XRP. That 25% of the dollars I want to spend total in a bear market, I spent on each, except for Mover. I bought a little bit more, but that backfired because Mover hasn't. You couldn't even. So my accumulation strategy for Dash, Dash is very tradable on spot, at least in a bear market, to sell any rally and then buy lower after it makes a lower low. That's all I've been doing. I sell into rallies, wait for it to make a lower low of the previous one, and I buy back. And I've more than doubled my Dash. But with Mover, you couldn't even do that. So, yeah, I DCA'd a little too hard. I probably did 40%. Thinking I was smart buying it at $60. Now it's like $18. So I didn't do a perfect DCA plan, but so I am hodling some, but it's not necessarily hodling from a top. I waited till shit was crashing. And then when Bitcoin was under what I call my master origin line, I decided to pull the trigger on 25% of the money that I wanted to allot in US dollars in total towards a few coins. That's it. And then I took like a decent amount of my money off exchanges in general, because that's when, I mean, Luna didn't cause this bear market or capitulation, right? It happened because of this bear market and capitulation. Like, I've had a few people say, like, you know, when I predict something, like, oh, you predicted Luna crashing? No, Luna crashed because something roughly about what I predicted happened. That's just a consequence of it playing out. Like the causality. There are a lot of noobs out there who think like they just apply causality to stuff and just I don't know. I can't save those souls though. You just gotta they gotta get their battle scars some other way and realize over time. All right, here we go. Mr. Vanderdace, do you think we are going for a dump after this 21.7 high? Yeah, that's actually a good guess for high on Bitcoin. That's pretty close to my target, isn't it? Or are you saying that because I just said that? 21. You said 21.7. 21. Yep, that's a good guess. So that would be Bitcoin over this week getting so slowly but surely. So that would be Bitcoin hitting here on, if it were 21.7, that would be Bitcoin hitting this channel not Wednesday but Thursday. That would be Thursday if it's 21.7. So it wouldn't happen. So 21.7 would not happen tomorrow. It's just not how price moves. Price doesn't go up and double top. It would wait till Thursday specifically. Yeah, I can already tell from, like, I promise you, these channels guide you, like, even on timing. I promise. Anyway, so what was the question? No, yeah. So that's what my video yesterday was about. I think, so here's the thing. Spot means you're actually buying Bitcoin on an exchange. When you press buy, you can take whatever goes to that account and move it to cold storage. That's what spot means, right? You actually bought it. And it's not your keys until you take it off and put it, on some type of hardware or download a light wallet for Bitcoin or something. But So that's spot. Spot went down to the 17Ks, like 17.2 or something like that. I know you can't see my chart. My face is big, I know. 17.6. Price went down to 17.6 on spot, but CMEs, or the futures of Bitcoin, were closed the whole time. And so spot. So let's take 2 points, right? Can you see my microphone? Yeah, here we go. So the 2 points between my torch and my microphone, right? So this, what would be better, more? So it would be starting here. So I think this is left to right for you. So imagine that this is Friday when CME is closed, and this is Monday when they open, right? So essentially what spot price did was, if price goes up and down between here, CME's closed on Friday, and spot went down, 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 up, 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 right back to where it was, and then CME's opened. And so it just kind of went right back up. But the thing is, it would have filled a big gap at around 18,450 or something like that on CMEs. So you don't have gaps on spot because it trades 24/7, 365 days a week, right? Which is why Bitcoin has more 1 hour candles than all of the price history of the S&P 500 in just 12 and a half or whatever years. And S&P 500 has a lot of years. Bitcoin has more trading hours than all of S&P 500. Isn't that crazy? Because of that. So spot doesn't close. That's really cool about Bitcoin. But it does move differently, and your analysis needs to include both. So that's what I'm doing here. I think it easily could, yeah, because of that. Spot went down, and essentially it's almost like two kids of the same age, maybe siblings, brother, sister, or something. It's like getting ice cream for one kid and just looking at the other kid empty-handed. That kid's like, F you, man. Give me some fucking ice cream. What is your problem? Right? And that's what CME's saying. It's like, yo, I didn't get any ice cream. I'm going to go get me some Gap. That sounded bad. I'm going to go fill that gap. Well, whatever. Ice cream is better than that. But you get the point. So that's a long, and the reason why I would say yes to your question. And that's what my video yesterday was about. All right. All right. I made a killing past few days off your setups. All right. Cool. Yes. Yeah. You've been letting me know. I appreciate it. And I hope you're okay with me, taking a couple of your comments and posting on Twitter. You and a few other people, right? Several other people. If anyone is on the fence about joining VIP, do. All right, so I get some. So that's not paid for. I think Mike. I think Mike did mostly YouTube stuff, and then he gave me some I think, and then because of a super chat, I said, dude, I need to give you a coupon for the Discord. So I essentially converted him from he just went through that experience, learning information on YouTube to join the Discord, and so I did not pay for him to say that. I'd never met him. All right, but yeah, thank you, Mike. Litecoin, yeah. A non-community member asked for Litecoin. I'll definitely look at that. I'm a monetary coin fan. I mean, I got Dash on, and with Litecoin's anonymous sending capabilities, I'm gonna have to start buying Litecoin this bear market too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start buying Litecoin. Anyway, does this dump just happen with BTC? Does this dump that just happened with BTC change any of your analysis? No. I think what I just said here is what's probably going to happen. And but the easy thing is, if I'm wrong, it's going to be easy to find out. Why? Because it's going to go above that line and use it as support, or it's going to go below that line, come up and use it as resistance. So that's the beauty of it. With those lines, I know when I'm going to be wrong, and I can take action. So being wrong, I still make money, or know how to make money from it. That's the whole point. And hopefully I'm communicating, in my videos better about, hey, this is what I think, but if I'm wrong, this is what you'll see. Or these are the top 2 or 3 most likely things, and here is the exact things you'll see when one becomes more probable than the other, but right now I can't tell. Something like that, right? I really hope you all are getting value out of that, because it is key. It's so simple to see when your top most, if you have one thing that is way more likely than everything else, you need to know when you let go of that and something else becomes more probable, right? And I think I'm doing an okay job covering that stuff. But so to your answer, no. When I changed my mind,
thumbs up.
I didn't mean to say that, but
thumbs up.
But give me a thumbs up anyway. So yeah, I think that no, this dump doesn't do anything. It just fell back in here. I think it's going to float between. I think it's going to float between these lines. That's it. So it actually makes my analysis easier, because had it stopped on this, I would have said, well, shoot, I think it could come all the way up here. But now it's in the middle, and so I think it's just going to stay in the middle. And actually, this dump makes my analysis like more, I guess, confident, really, more than anything. All right, so I will get, so Lee Smart, I see you, and Kadena, you, United Arab Emirates. I will get your questions. A non-community member asked about Litecoin. I'm a monetary. All right, let me try that again. I'm a monetary coin fan like Dash and Litecoin, so I'm going to cover Litecoin price action. Here we go. All right, actually, let's zoom out on Litecoin and see what's going on the big scope thing. So I have really nice origin lines, so set up for Litecoin, because I called. If you don't believe me, go on TradingView. Before last capitulation in October, I think it's published forever on TradingView. I think you might find it under Costas Verdes. It might be Inferno 24, Inferno with an I at the beginning, INF. It's under one of those. But yeah, before things capitulated in 2018, I made a guess on when and where Litecoin would go down to, and it hit it almost exactly. I think it was $40 in January, and it's locked in there forever. And for Bitcoin, I got the capitulation. I was 48 hours off, and I guessed a tiny bit too low. I thought it was going to go between 2,800 and 3,200, and all that's locked on TradingView. My charts look like shit because I didn't really know how to chart and use an object tree or any of that stuff. There's a white background, which I can't stand, but I still got it. So anyway, so that's what these lines are. This is how I did it. It just makes it simple, macro. Look. So this is the bottom line. Super important line. Look at this. So something's different, and that's why, but Dash is looking the same way. Everything. So Dash has a line like this as well. That was the bottom. So this would be like Bitcoin's master origin line. This is the master origin line of Litecoin, and it went below it. It did a failure pattern. So failure means you get above some type of resistance. So since price went under it, it technically becomes resistance on the small candles, but it went above it, and when it came back to meet it, it fell through, which is it's a large failure pattern, but it's a failure pattern, then another failure pattern, and then a kind of a rejection type of deal, and then it tanked. So it tanked right after falling off this clip. Failure, lower high, give up, right after the origin line. Right? So you have to take things into consideration here with monetary coins. I think a lot of this has to do with the idea that monetary coins, the fact that it's structurally in such bad shape, along with Dash and Bitcoin Cash, they're all in horrible, horrible shape compared to their previous cycles, is because monetary coins, which means they're not a business. They're not a business. That's all it means. It's a form of money. That's it. So it's a safer play. Way safer. Way safer. Because the code is done. You can't stop the code unless you turn off the internet. Or if a government buys, so the two ways monetary coins can fail is a 51% attack, somebody buys a whole bunch of mining equipment, or to turn off the internet. So anyway, so these are safer bets, but it's not as good as a bet that it gets YouTube love. So since the monetary coins got no YouTube love with all the other saturation within the market, retail money didn't go into monetary, unsexy coins, 2016, 2017 coins, they didn't get any love, neither did XRP, another pseudo monetary coin. And because it didn't go high enough, it's falling with the rest of the market, and it's plowing through that because kids home from school is just a blast. All right, Anyway, so that's what you got. So Litecoin and monetary coins are getting hurt really bad. I want you to know that off the top of the bat. This is structurally awful. Can you see this? Let me go to the 2-day chart. You can see why this is not good. But there is a reasonable explanation. Got no YouTube love, which is how retail make their purchasing decisions. Following the news people, non-analysts, and they buy what they talk about. It's just why those YouTubers, I wish. Anyway, I kind of did the same thing. I talked about altcoins too, and if I talked about something, sometimes it went up and I didn't like it. That's why I try not to talk about altcoins anymore. I talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's just this part. I'm not blaming anybody. It happened to me as well, and I didn't mean for it to happen. But all right. So what else? What else am I trying to say here? Okay. So Litecoin. This looks horrible. There is sort of a reasonable explanation, and given that, so I'm connecting two thoughts. Given that it's a monetary coin, not a company, and it's a safer bet, and it's getting beat down, I think these monetary coins are a better deal. Like, I think they are at a wild discount. I'm telling you, I think they're wildly discounted right now. Crazy. And I'm showing it to you in the chart. And because they're not a company, the code is done. It's going to keep going. People are going to continue mining it. And it's not going to die, it's not going to be like, hey, we're packing up our bags, like a lot of like Luna and all that stuff. There are going to be more of those. I promise you, a lot of these projects are going to disappear before February of 2023, or even just after, because then after February 2023, you could have a year of nothing while altcoins just stay low and bleed. So then they can't pay their employees and they disappear like in late 2023, before 2024 when things heat up. Anyway, so it's I think, in terms of being a monetary coin, it's a safer bet than most other projects that are not monetary form of money, and it's depressed. I think monetary Litecoin and Dash are great choices. Anyway, but analysis for Litecoin though. So I do like Litecoin. It looks bad. I mean, it just came right up to the. I even had to make new origin lines, and it came up to it. So let me make this a little thicker. That's what she said. All right. So, I mean, you fell below this origin line, right? Perfectly. And you just, it doesn't look like it's going to go above it. I mean, it's getting rejected. Yeah, this could be sort of bullish and it's accumulating under it, but it's not accumulating close enough. You want to see it come above, then accumulate like this, like something like, like this, and then accumulate like this way. So you can reset all your indicators. But if that is a little bit more bullish. So I don't think this formation is going to give it the ump to get above here. It's going to go lower. So Litecoin, ultimate bear market target. Son of a gun. All right, I don't know what's happening here. Oh, I have these locked. There we go. I'm going to have to add another one. And you do that by holding control so I hold control the whole time, click that one, keep control, and then drag them and it emulates it, and I just line it up. And then I let go of control after I have it positioned. If it takes a while to get down there, yeah, it's going to go below last bear market. It's going to go below. It's going to go on under. Oh no, it was $20-something. Okay, I forgot what I guessed. Maybe I guessed like 26. Maybe it wasn't $40. What was $40? I think that was my Ethereum guess, but Ethereum stopped at 80. So I missed Ethereum. I was wrong on Ethereum in 2018 on my guess. So I guess it won't go below. Honestly, it might go, it's going to go close to its previous bear market lows. It might go to that wick there, coronavirus low, boom, and that matches right up with two origin lines down, I would say $27. Now, if it takes longer to get down there, maybe 30, but between 27 and 32 would be that would be my target for, I would feel very safe. So I'm not telling you that this is not financial advice. I'm not saying that you should feel this way. I would feel personally, for these reasons described, I would feel safe buying Litecoin at that level and feeling very confident that within 18 months, I have a return on my investment of some sort. Maybe not 10x, but I'm positive within 18 months. I would feel extremely confident with that statement at that level. Does that make sense? So in the meantime, Bitcoin or Litecoin's just going to follow Bitcoin. I already gave you my Bitcoin analysis. So for a very, very short-term time frame. However, long, from an investor standpoint, all that stuff, not financial advice. I'm talking about my ideas in general. This is a fantastic target, 27 to 32 bucks for Litecoin. I probably wouldn't go wrong if I personally did that. That's Litecoin. All right, cool. Let's get this. Here we go. So don't ask. All right, that's a new name. Hey, thanks for joining. Hey, Kadena, UAE. Don't ask. I haven't seen your name before unless you change it, but nice to see you here. Hopefully the YouTube tiers have been of help to you. And I can't tell if you're a loyalty member or I think green might be loyalty. I don't give those 15 to 20 updates a week on that. So if that's something you're interested in, loyalty members, I will look at your questions first, which is a good benefit, I guess. But you might think about that. I'm only giving you my Monday updates, right? So you see 1 day a week of what I'm doing. All right. But it's good to see you. Nice to have you here. Does this dump? I already answered that question. Lee Smart, nice to see you here. Hi, Tim. Think you watch Crown too? Yeah. I watch. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah. You should all watch him. Yeah. His analysis shows we may get a corrective bounce end of week, early next week. Yeah, I just showed that, but I showed you the limits of it. By this week, that's 22, what did I say? I think it's very probable that any corrective bounce, well, we're in a corrective bounce already, so that's just following this trend. So the 4-hour chart has higher highs and higher lows. We're already in a corrective bounce. You're in a 4-hour uptrend. 4 hours is a powerful time frame. So I'm not for sure. I'm not speaking of his analysis or anybody else's analysis but my own. But in terms of your question, corrective bounce, we're already in a corrective bounce. 4 hour has an uptrend. That's correct. That's a bounce, and it could keep going. I think this horizontal at 22.8 is as high as it will go within the context of this by Friday. Could it go higher afterward? That's irrelevant. By Friday, that's what I think. What happens after that week, I don't know. I'm going to have to reassess where the weekly closures are on CMEs and all that stuff. I don't want to guess that far in the future because I really don't know. I just think that the lows are not in. The stock market's going to be bearish. It's just a question of, for me, is how long does this corrected bounce last? And I don't even care about guessing to how high will it go. I care about how long it'll go because I want to be able to short hard. I want to know when it's on the crest. That's going to be juicy shit. Yeah, I mean, that's how I've been able to take this 5K futures count, up so high, is these juicy drops. But we've only had 2, or 3, because Ethereum fell from 3K, then it fell. Yeah, so it's had 3 nice big drops, and I'm waiting for the next one. So honestly, I would prefer it to correct all of next week and keep floating up to the top of that range, which is about 25,000 or so. Yeah, if it would kept going up, so it came over the weekend, came down, flirted with this. This week, corrective bounce up to 22.8. Over the weekend, swiped 21.4, and then the next week went up to 24, and maybe even wicked above, like 20. Yeah, maybe even 25 even, because this is an origin line, I do believe. So yeah, it'll probably be very attracted towards that. So 24.3 is a damn good level, but wicks above, a little bit above, up to 25. So a reasonable wick above is 25K. I would prefer that because that means when it continues its master trend or mega trend, it's going to be a bigger fall. So I would prefer that to happen, even in context of making my money mostly off shorts. I mean, I would prefer it to happen. Yeah, I could see it happening. But I wouldn't want to make that call into next week. This week it looks pretty certain, actually, or it looks confident to say that because the 4-hour trend is up. 4-hour is a powerful trend, and it's in a nice freaking trend. So yeah, this week it's very probable that the corrective bounce continues. Next week I don't want to make that guess, but it would just be the 4-hour trend continuing, and I would prefer it. So, but yeah, I could easily see it happening. All right, Kadena. Okay, everybody loves Kadena, and let's go take a look at it. I haven't looked at Kadena for a week or two, maybe since the last live chat. So last live chat, I made this guess. So do I need to analyze it anymore? Because I already drew where it's going. Last week. There you go. That's all you need. Thanks, closest fan of this. Later, man. That's all you need. Where should I wait to pick it up? Oh, okay. He already has it down to 75 cents. Okay. Good. That's all we need, man. Just take a snapshot. Literally. I mean, feel free to pause this. On your PC, you can hit the Windows button, Shift S. Hit like just, Windows button Shift S and make sure they're all down at the same time and let go, and then your mouse will change colors, and you can drag essentially like this. It'll look like this, and you can drag on top. Your screen will turn blackish. You can take a snapshot of this. On a Mac, it's Command Shift 4. Command Shift 4, and the same thing will happen. Yeah, take a snapshot of it. That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, that made my Kadena stuff easy. That is probably what's going to happen. Now, what are the keys if this doesn't? It gets more bearish than this, right? What levels am I looking for? I would say this will end up being probably wrong if it can't stay above a box formed by the wick lows on June 11th and the wick lows on June 19th. That box there, I'm on the 30-minute chart. You can do it on the 1-hour chart too. Hell, you can do it on the 15-minute chart if you want. Same deal. Now I lost the eyesight of this one, June 11th. Yeah. So that box, I would say I'm probably wrong. So this trajectory will end up being statistically likely to be wrong if Kadena cannot stay above this. And that level is specifically $1.60 to $1.63, 3.35. So it's a 3.5 cent range where if it can't use this as support, this has a statistically strong likelihood of being wrong. And it's going to be a more bearish path. But until that happens, I would say it's going to do just that, and that would have this rallying pretty good. I mean, this would be Bitcoin 25K, and this would have a freaking 20% pop up to $2 even, $2 and a penny. It could pierce $2 easily. That's going to be a psychological number, and it's something funky on Kadena could happen because exchanges could use their capital to everybody short in there. They could bust through it and collect all the fees from it. It's just something funky. If it gets there, don't think you're a genius trying to short it. The exchanges will, and just other people playing this, algos, whatever they got, they're not going to make it that easy on you. Because it's not a trading channel that follows specific rules. This is a psychological number. If you see it, so let me say this specifically. If Kadena over the next 10 days gets to $2, don't think you're a genius on futures and take $5,000 and short it on 100x leverage. Please don't do that. Don't do it on any leverage. I would wait for a lower high and for that to be used as resistance. Specifically on a lower high. Or resistance if it happens and gets rejected perfectly like this. I still wouldn't do it because it could just pull back and bust through. I would wait for it to, if it did get rejected perfectly, I would wait for something like this. Boom, boom, boom. I would try that lower high, but I would still be skeptical. And then I would wait for something like it to form a local low and then to bust through and then make a lower high. Then I would add right there. So I would be skeptical and hesitant to add here after a rejection from that line, lower high. I would add a little bit, but I would be very hesitant, thinking it could pull back and then bust through. And then I would add a little stronger after it forms a local low area and busts through, then comes up to retest it. I would short that harder. That would be my entry there. So you see how this makes a local low area here, and after it breaks through, it'll be a bigger set of candles. It'll get more volatile, but then it'll quickly come back up to retest it. That's where you want to get it, to be careful about this too. Funky shit can happen there. Be very, very, very careful. Yeah, because this is a volatile coin, and for me, it's personally too volatile for me to want to trade. It looks fairly predictable. I mean, hell, I just predicted where it would be a week ago, right? Maybe only 5 days ago. It might have been Thursday I drew that, but I don't know. I prefer Cardano, Ethereum, and Bitcoin for trading. But I have live trading leaders, again, within Discord. The links to that are in the description section of all my videos. I have 3 live trading leaders who have, I wouldn't say one-on-one, it's small group sessions, and they have totally different trading styles. It's essentially one person, I guess his name's Carl. He took what I do, and he made it his own. So his is like, I don't know if evolution is a right word, but it is a he took what I do and made it his own and added other stuff. And then I have another live trader who his trading style is very, very different from mine. And then I have another live trader whose trading is perhaps the most similar to mine, but he likes a lot more volatility than me, is my understanding. And he does very well for himself, trading highly volatile type of stuff, is my understanding, Kazi. So I'm not the only person on the Discord who does setups and everything. Just a heads up if you want different types of opinions, and if what I do doesn't really make sense to you or whatever, and you don't like the style, then there are other options available to you. All right, cool. Let's get this. I might have to turn on my air conditioner again. All right, that was Kadena. I think your analysis is great, but Kadena will not go to 80 cents. Too many waiting to buy higher. Too many waiting to buy higher? This is going to be huge going forward. Okay, well, you have to realize that you're probably wrong. So you're probably wrong. And you might not realize it until January, February of 2023. But if we get to March 1st and Kadena hasn't hit 80 cents, I will give you the hat and you'll be right. I will say it, you're right. But not until that point. I still think that you are statistically likely to be wrong, but I like your input. I mean, maybe. But and the reason, you already know my reasons why you're probably wrong, because it's not in the charts. Like, the charts say it's going there, and it probably will. And so your statement and your confidence is about something that is statistically unlikely to happen. And I feel that you say that because you're holding it and you had bought it higher, and you want it to go up, and therefore you're biased, and you think that this is simply going to ignore traditional markets, which are going to keep going down, along with Bitcoin. I think if I had to make a guess, which I don't know you, I don't want to speak for you, but if I had to make a guess just from that one statement, I would say that you have been holding Kadena coins for a while, and you're down, and you want it to go up, and that's why you are so confident, because the confidence comes from bias. That is my guess. So, but then again, I could be wrong, and it's possible the bottom's in and traditional markets start going up, or traditional markets don't go up and Bitcoin separates from traditional markets. But I mean, honestly, I don't care about it. I just care about what's the most probable 2 things to happen. And Kadena being at a bottom right now is not one of them. So, but I've made guesses which are improbable before, and I felt confident, but I don't do that anymore, and I don't think you should either. Okay, so remember my Solana. Perfect example. It's a minute 30 long. Go watch it. My recent Solana video. I even begged. It's a tribute to show everybody I told you so. I will make a video like that for you. Once it hits 80 cents, I will, in a respectful way. Not to say, shove it, I'm right, or anything, but but the whole thing of it is I said, why would you bet against probabilities? Don't do that. In the montage, the recording of it, the highlights. Like that's seriously another thing I should say. You know, like don't bet against probabilities. Don't do it. Stop. Seriously, stop it. You're betting on something that's improbable, and you need to. And I can tell you've only been in crypto for a year and a half or less, and that's why you're confident with that statement, because you haven't swallowed that yet. Like, stop thinking about shit that is improbable. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. But again, you could be right. Okay, I think your analysis is great, but all right. But if it does, I'm happy. Yeah, exactly. Kadena's one I'm probably gonna get. I'm gonna go. If y'all want to know what I'm interested in at this point, it could change. I don't like the updated tokenomics of Veracity. So I don't think I'm going to be interested. I'm going to take whatever I wanted for Solana and Veracity. I'm just going to move it all into Chainlink. Even though Chainlink was a dog last bull run, but I'm just going to dump that into Chainlink. So that those reserves are going to Chainlink. Other projects I'm interested in during late 2022 to 2023. Kadena is one, but I'm going to wait until February 2023 to even consider it, because the team could rug pull between now and then when they realize it's going lower and perhaps they can't pay their employees, or they have to update tokenomics to mint things and have triple their max supply to pay their employees to get through the bear market, just like what Veracity seems to have just done, which is really shady. So I don't fully, let me do a disclaimer of that. I did not dig in and fully understand the nuances of their updated tokenomics, but that was my initial read. I could be absolutely wrong, so I don't want to speak badly about a legit project who they could have had the sincerest intentions, and I'm just wrong. I did not put much effort into researching it. It was a very superficial analysis, but I'm making those assumptions for myself because I've seen this before in a bear market. When companies start doing that, it's not good. That's my opinion, and you don't have to share that opinion because you might be more well educated on their Veracity's updated tokenomics. Okay, all right. So do your own research on that. I typically don't say that a lot, but on Veracity do it. So anyway, Chainlink. So BPro is still one. My channel started with BPro, but honestly, they're a Web3 pioneer. Like OLT is essentially a competitor with BPro, doing the same thing. It's copy paste coding to expedite businesses who want to enter Web3. I'm going into both those. Those are my small cap picks. Silo, if I do well in futures between now and then, I'll buy Silo as well. It's more like a monetary coin, small cap. That mixes in the essence of community or something. I don't even know the whole fundamentals, but I like it. And I like what it did this bear market. So those are my three small cap picks, but I won't go heavy into small caps because they typically underperform at the beginning of a bull market. So I'll wait. So yeah, I'll go lightly onto those three. And then bigger caps. So my mid cap would be Kadena. It's a mid large cap. And then I'm going to get Ethereum, Chainlink, Mover is a mid cap, small mid cap, XRP, Litecoin, Dash. That's my list for now. And it could change. And on the live chats, if you want to ask me if I changed my mind, yeah, I'll let you know. All right. But next run, I don't know if it would be responsible of me to cover small caps, because I have, last time in the last bull run I had, I started with 0 subscribers, right? And it grew before May, I was at maybe 4,300. And even with small caps, me having that size of following, just mentioning Silo, it would go up the next day. I might not cover any small caps at all besides BPro. Besides BPro, because I've already started off my channel with it. I might not do altcoin coverage. Or what I'll do is I'll have a members only live stuff where we go, so like a member tier. I might do that because I have to cut it off from all of YouTube. I won't be able to do that stuff next time. It was a moderate problem. I didn't feel good about it. I don't want to talk about something and have it go up. That's unacceptable to me. I don't like it. All right. Anyway, HBAR. Yeah. we will take a look at HBAR. I haven't covered that. No one's asked for that in live chats for 3 weeks or so. But I remember being very impressed with HBAR and saying out loud, thinking out loud, I want to investigate this more. This looks really legit. I think it's really complex to understand, though. That's my understanding. Like, it's got its own, it's not cryptographic, so it's not technically a crypto. Unlike Bitcoin is cryptographically encrypted. Yeah, cryptographic. It's a cryptographic form of money. And HBAR developed its own thing, its own version of it. It's very complex. I still don't understand it. But it already hit my bear market target. Wow. So it was holding up really well last time I covered it. Whew, I told you, this is the line. If it goes below, it's going to tank. It just fell right through that. It bounced here and then fell to my next one. Shit, this one's not done. So it did catch up with everything else. What a bummer. Yep, people really, maybe I covered it there. And because I think the last time I covered this, it was here. So it was in this box last time. But since then, it's hit both my targets. Gosh. Yeah, that's not going to hold. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's going to hit there. 95% down, just like I've been saying since freaking December. Almost every altcoin under the sun will go 95% or lower besides Ethereum. And honestly, this bear market, maybe also Cardano in that. I don't think Cardano is going to go down as much as it did last time. Anyway, so HBAR, so that exact level, you can see what level it is. I mean, it's just these lows of it's just before the bull run, when Bitcoin was getting ready to blast off, October, November of 2020, and that puts it at about 2.7 cents, just under 3. So it's going to be, it won't live there for very long. When it hits that, maybe in January of 2023, whatever. Boom, 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 and bam, January or whatever, it'll go straight back up to the next level. It'll come straight up here, most likely. And then flatline for quite a while, most likely as well. But it's not like it'll stay down there forever, but I would still say it's going to go under 3 pennies. Now that it's joined the rest of crypto. It's still technically a little stronger. A lot of things are already 96% down, and this is only 90. Did I do that right? About 90% down. Yeah, it's 87% down now, and it's gone 91.5% down on a wick low basis. But yeah, that would be my estimate there. Now, if Bitcoin over the next 10 days does truly go to 25K, it's going to hold the same structure. That would be Bitcoin going to this wick low plus the first local high, and that's where it would go. It'd go to 10 cents, 10.2 cents. If Bitcoin hits 24.8 to 25K over the next 10 days, if Bitcoin peters out closer to, 21.8 or 22.3, it was the couple levels, then it's going to hit one of these local highs here, and it's going to be closer to 9.4 cents. That's if one of those two more bullish corrective bounce things happen on Bitcoin. You can just literally look at that local high and that local high. Those are your targets. That's it. It's that simple. That's where it's going if Bitcoin decides to go up to one of those two levels, and that's your short-term and long-term time frame analysis for HBAR. I'm gonna have to turn my my air. No, I'll just rough through it. Whatever. Okay. I'll take off my sweaty underwear and stand in front of a fan later. Sorry for the visual. Or for the ladies, perhaps you're welcome. All right. Anyway. No, I'm just kidding. I'm old. I'm married and have 4 kids, so forget that. Yeah, Bitcoin Satoshi's vision is a little unpopular, but let me make sure I'm not skipping anybody. Kadena, we got Kadena. I think your analysis, okay, I got that. But if does happen, okay. Mind looking HBAR, got it. Not only started buying, done a lot of research. It's the best project to invest. Talking about Kadena again. Okay, so Faizan Javed, community member, says this coin tends to be a bit unpopular. Okay, so I am on you. Perfect. Faizan, hey, nice to see you here. I'm not familiar with your name, but I'm glad to have you here in the in the YouTube tier community where I can see your emblem and I can skip to your question among the sea of questions here. So Bitcoin SV, that would be really awesome. Any thoughts on it? Okay, so I don't have thoughts on it fundamentally, but I can look at the chart. Why did that not work? I thought it was BTC SV was the ticker. Shit, I've never even looked at the chart. I don't even know how to pull the damn thing up. BTC V? Huh. Here, wait. Damn, I feel stupid right now. Oh, you even put the damn ticker in there. Yeah, me being stupid, sorry. It's BSV. My bad. You did put the ticker in there. That's just me being stupid. All right, sorry. Bitfinex. Yeah, I like Bitfinex. Okay. That is some wacky ass volatility. Huh. That's XRP-esque. Why? Why is it like that? Why would somebody or a small group with a decent amount of money hit it that hard on its market buys? Maybe because these are the moments where Bitcoin was already going up from like here and it just caught up all at once. This is wacky. Man, I don't even know what to say about this. It's pretty symmetrical though. I mean, not perfectly, but if you cut it in half, so you can have kind of like a guidance there of some sort. So look left from wherever it is. So the next move down would go to there, which it's already done. The next move down will be here. So it'll be all-time low where it started out. That's the only other place it'll stop. That's the last support. So it looks like $33.26. It'd be a pretty good pickup. Would that be the best pickup ever? No, because you might have price discovery down, but that could be far enough away from, so that's 47% down. It is possible that it holds 30. That is possible. It does hold that, and it doesn't do much price discovery down more than a wick. $33 could hold this bear market. It is possible because it looks like people defend this with money. So because of these, I would say whoever did that and this would defend that pretty well. Perhaps some of the core team or whatever that Paul Grant, I can't remember his name. The guy who fake Toshi, Craig Wright. He might defend that along with his people, his crew, or whatever. Where if it goes lower, no, that so I'm guessing January, February 2023. Watch me nail it. Boom. I'm gonna leave that there. $17. That's my guess. That's my second guess. My first guess is it tries to ride this. So I will make a price path. I'll make an arrow for one and a price path for the more bullish case that it does get defended. So those two things. Or it generally stays in here, maybe pumps up, boom, 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 boom. So that would actually have to move over, something to that effect. Bam. Make it a different color. Yeah, something to that effect. That could happen. Yeah, for those lows, $17, or it holds the line at 33. Bitcoin SV, long-term analysis. Short-term, it's just gonna. Oh yeah, it's not going over this line. I mean, it's not going over that. So short-term, that's its limit. Even if Bitcoin goes to 28K, goes beyond 25, it would only wick past it. So that's what I got for Bitcoin SV. All right, now. Hey, Lee Smart, bedtime. All right. Hey, cool, man. Nice to have you here. Get to bed. Get some sleep. BTC still dumping, trying to go lower. Yeah, let's see if Bitcoin is going to make me a liar here. Nope, it's still in the middle of those two lines. That's good. Hasn't broken any of my lines yet. All good. Nothing's changed. All right, bedtime. Nice to see you, Lee. Sleep tight. HBAR, okay. BSV, yeah, sorry, Faison, sorry. Yeah, I know, I was being stupid. I already looked at Litecoin. You can, Dr. Wang, you can go back on this and look for Litecoin. The graph, if you want to search back, you'll be looking for when my screen looks like, you'll see at the end, so you'll end up seeing this, but at the beginning I don't have this on here, so it minus this. You'll see that later, but you'll see this part and you'll have to rewind to that area. All right, so BTW just joined VIP. Okay, by the way, I just joined VIP Discord tier. Definitely worth it, everyone on the chat. Starting Cryptillion tier, YouTube, 10, maybe like 6K in a week. Damn! Good job, man. 6K in a week is great. So Faison, don't give it back to the market. Don't give it back to the market. Yeah, but you said last week, so I mean, you would have already done it by now. But that's just part of trading. And it's because it starts making you a little emotional, is what happens. And then you start doing, you think you're on fire, you start breaking rules, and you give it back. So hopefully you're able to hold on to more than half of that, or all of it, or grow it. But congrats, man. That's a big-ass week, dude. I've only had two in my journey from 5K to 100K. I've only had 1 week 6K or better. So that's really good, man. Really good. Really great. And speaking about my VIP content, everybody, I want to, for the record, I know everybody wants to make money in the bear market. You're at the right place if you want to learn how to do that. But at the same rate, don't just run over with your, 5K or 10K, whatever's a lot to you. If it's a lot to you, don't put that in futures and try taking my signals. And here's why. Even if my signals are spot on and perfect, which they've been pretty solid lately, but even if they're absolutely perfect, you could still blow 5K, because here's why. I can't make you put in stops where I suggest. I can't stop you from deleting your stops when you're getting ready to be stopped out at the place I instructed, let yourself get stopped out, right? I had that happen all the time. I had that happen a lot. It took me a lot. That's probably why, that might be the basis. No, I would say that at least 2 of the 6 times I blew my futures account in 2018, maybe into early 2019, but by then I think I had it. But all of 2018, in retrospect, 2018 was so simple to trade. Like, golly. Anyway, but that was probably 2 of the 6 times is moving stops. So I can't force you to put stops. I can't force you not to delete the stops and move them up and do stupid stuff like that with stops. I can't force you to take profits at a certain time and then have it then go the other way, and then you lose money, right? Like, you have to be nimble with profit taking. You have to set stops, things to that effect. I mean, I can give perfect signals, and somebody, just taking signals, but messing up, not following trading rules, you could easily blow 5K. So you still want to make sure, now if you have over 500 trades under your belt and you know how to set stops, yeah, then I would be more confident just running in there and taking signals. But if you're newer to trading, don't take all your money with you and put it in futures. Don't do it. Don't freaking do it. I would get 100 or more trades under my belt. I am freaking serious. Could that take 100 days? Yeah. But is February 2023 more than 100 days away? Yeah, it is. So you're fine. Get 100 trades in before you put whatever's a lot to you, don't put that in the futures until at least 100 trades in. If you're new, don't just run over with your money. Don't do it. Don't do it, because with perfect signals, you can still screw it up badly, real badly. Like, I want to warn against that. Like, don't just bring your 5K over, 10K over, 1,000, whatever's a lot to you. Don't do it if you're new. You can keep it in your KuCoin or whatever exchange you have, but specifically to futures, only put $100 in. Maybe 250, maybe, until you get 100 trades under your belt. All right. Even with perfect signals, I'm saying that. Even with, which I won't get perfect signals. Some of them will be perfect, but some of them won't. All right. All right, but I'm glad you're liking it. And guys, I'm not paying. I've never met Faison. I didn't know he was a VIP, so thank you for all that. I have been on fire recently. I have been on fire. Samo. All right, let's look at Samo. All right, I gotta go after this, I think, because I gotta water my chickens and feed them and all that stuff. And it's hot outside, and the sun's gonna go down in less than an hour, or about an hour. Shit, that's the longest day of the year. So happy solstice, right? Today's summer solstice. Today's the first day of summer, and that sure as hell feels like it. Longest day of the year. So tomorrow will be a shorter day. Damn, the days are gonna start getting shorter. No. All right. Ouch. I just dropped my cigar. About burnt my eye. That was almost as stupid as trying to find Bitcoin SV. So that was the beginning then. Okay. All right. So newer coin came out in April of this year, 2022. How much down is it? Bless their hearts for introducing a project going live in a bear market. So they've been down 77% from high. I would say I would do this. I would say it has a good chance. So that's not very aggressive down. So it looks like people are picking this up in a bear market. This general angle is less steep than most projects. There are angles like this, even Litecoins. It would be angled more steeply. So I can see it in the charts because the angle of this, the momentum, angular momentum, essentially angular momentum, really. There are people interested in this in the bear market. People are actually buying it. Yeah, you have at least a sizable group relative to the market cap. I don't know the market cap, so the group of people buying this might not be very big if this market cap's under 50 million, but still, there's a group per its market cap, relative to its market cap, a big group. Maybe not, I'm not saying coordinated, just people in general. Pure chaos of people buying, but people are buying this. So I would say if it breaks below there, it would take a strong down move of Bitcoin, perhaps the bottom, to go down there. So anytime it goes below this or touches this is a good time to pick it up until February, so actually, so if I extend this on like the 12-hour chart, how low can this biatch go? Yeah, it can go a lot lower though. I mean, That's December. So if it really did, like, you know, it could go up and out of this, below it, back in, or whatever. But if things really were to take us, you know, end of beginning of next year, this could be down at 0005 or 0005, and right now it's at 005-ish, just under 005. It can add a zero before the end. That means 10 times, like 10, you know, divide by current price divided by 10, which means before it's all said and done, this could go down. Look at me. This can go down another 90% from current price. And to me, it actually looks like among the top 3 most likely things to happen. So, but I would say it's top 3. I wouldn't say necessarily the most probable, because there is an interesting group of buyers. So what could happen here is it forms another, it like breaks out of this trading channel and generally uses this one as support on its way down to something like that, you know. But still, I mean, that would be 0001. Or it could get 3 zeros, is what I'm saying. I think it's probable that it gets 3 zeros to its name or to its price before February or by February of 2023. I would just draw this, and again, this is it's called the rotated rectangle. See where my cursor is hovering around up here? Rotated. So you don't have this bar. These are the things that I've starred. It's with the brush tool. So from the top, you have your cursor, line, fibs. So it's the 4th one down. Here, expand it, and then go here, and you star it first. And once you star it, that brings you this bar. So all this stuff is starred, rotated rectangle. I would suggest you just put that in there, and that's going to give you really, really good guidance on this asset, and really anything else that's in a channel like that. So Coles Valley says the best TA YouTuber, and he does Kadena TA. Yeah, Kadena. All right. Yeah, I'll look at Polkadot. It doesn't matter about locking, okay? So, okay, one thing that I know for a fact, and I remember 100%, and you can go to Reddit archives and read it for yourself. It's there. Especially late 2017 to early 2018, like by April. So somewhere in between there, if you go to Reddit archives, people spent hours arguing and justifying why Cardano would not go down like the rest of the market. We have 70% lockup. It went down more than all big caps, 98.77%. So I saw somebody say the Kadena's locking up. That's more for marketing purposes. They're marketing to you. It doesn't change the order book. It actually makes the order book thinner, so it can go down faster. I'm telling you, locking coins up doesn't mean jack shit. I'm serious, and I'm not mad that you said that, but I just want you to know what it actually means. First off, it doesn't mean shit. Second, the truth is it's mostly for marketing purposes, so people feel more comfortable buying it. And third, it doesn't add liquidity to the market book, so it can't like make things better. To add liquidity to a market book, order book is what is going to help it stay up. If you take those coins away from an order book, you know, there are less buy orders like down there, limit buys. Yeah, that doesn't help. I'm telling you, it doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. All right, we'll look at Polkadot, then I'm going to wrap up this live chat. So let's look at DOT, and then I'm out, because I'm about ready to have a heat stroke in this office without my air conditioner on. All right, so if I need my brain to start communicating with itself, why am I? Oh, I have it on its own little Polkadot sphere. Here we go. Okay. Same with Polkadot, you know, monetary coins all went below their lowest point, right? So out of all these lines, you see these lines? It's way below it. I need to make new origin lines. Obviously, these are too small and compact, so I might as well just delete the damn things. But if I can get some frame of reference, I can just extend these, essentially, and it'll still, watch. I bet you this starts lining up with shit, watch. As weird. So watch this. Watch what let me do this first. Yes, it kept them selected. Yes. All right, now watch. Ta-da! Oh, they didn't get that low. So that one they didn't get. Got the rebound, got this one, lower high. Boom, and it tanked when it went below this. Damn, and it's coming up to retest this. Ouch, so I need to add even more. So again, these origin lines, I'm going to have to spread apart and make new ones and perhaps angled slightly differently. You know, but this is one way you can do it. I mean, it will continue lining up. Like that's how this asset moves. I am freaking telling you, this is how it moves. It respects, and for some, it might have something to do with Fibonacci sequences. I don't know why these lines work like this, but they just work. All right, so Polkadot. Yeah, there are way too many of them, but I can make them more efficient later. Well, let's measure down 95%. 93.5 is this one. That's $3, and man, that'd be a steal. Fucking A. I think it has a strong chance of going under $4. A strong chance. So anytime it hits the bottom of this channel, you could have some level of confidence. This is not financial advice. I personally would have some level of confidence becoming a buyer, but I would know that, you know, by at least the point of control, so in the middle, so just draw a middle section of this. So just like, you know, internally here, you know, add something like that, I would become a seller as it entered the point of control, which probably works about like that. I will make it orange, bam. And it's just gonna stay in there. That's all it's doing. So it looks like that's only till September. Man, I need to go to like the daily chart here. If this bear market lasts until January of 2023, which is my guess, I'm not confident with that guess because I'm just guessing, but anyway, it could go under $3. Yeah, February is $2.50. I will put an arrow right there. However, by then, it's possible it's using the top of this as support. So my second guess for bear market bottom of 2022 and 2023 is somewhere right here, $3.80 or $2.60. These are my two guesses for bear bottom. I mean, pun intended, both bears, bear BEAR and bear BARE, bear bottom targets, both simultaneously. $2.60, $3.60 essentially in that dollar range. And all you got to do, this is it. That's where it's staying. So that's my analysis. Honestly, this channel is going to be more effective than these origin lines. Because these origin lines are too compact, there are too many, you know, it's too confusing. So just make this double channel and make a point of control within a channel. That's all you need. It's going to offer you better guidance than any other, even me included. But like if you draw this for yourself, it will offer you better guidance than anybody on YouTube can give you for this asset. Like, and you could just, now, guessing, will it break above this and hit here? Okay, you know, analysis, folks who do analysis on DOT or altcoins might contribute to your own analysis of dot price, but in general, this is going to be your guiding force, and it's going to stay there until it breaks out. That's it. But when it gets to the top, I would not assume it's going to break out. I would assume it's going to come down at bare minimum. If it goes above here, it's probably going to get here back to the point of control and then work its way up and bust out. If it's going to do it, it won't just come from the bottom to the top and bust out. It's highly unlikely. It would just go from the bottom to the top and come back down. In most bullish, top, middle, and then bust out. So I don't see this busting out until earliest August. Earliest, but I don't think it'll bust out at all. Like out of all of 2022, I would say it's most likely to stay in here. And if it does bust out, it'll probably look like Bitcoin did in December of what Bitcoin did in December. It had a very like a very long trading channel that was well established, and Bitcoin went like this. Bart Simpson, boom, boom, lower high, and back down. So it could do this in the meantime. But if it does go above, it's probably going to spill right back in. But this could happen. It could easily happen because Bitcoin's done it. It's just a fake out. And it's a rally. It's a dead cat bounce, and it would be a strong bear market rally needed in order for this to break above this channel. That's your polka dot for you, long-term and midterm analysis. All right, cool. Hey, thank you everybody so much for being here. Thank you, people who have gone from YouTube to the VIP on Discord. I appreciate you giving me those shout outs and letting other people in.
Give me that thumbs up.
I didn't mean to hit that.
Thumbs up.
But a good time to hit thumbs up before you leave on your way out. Thanks everybody for giving me good reviews or and all that on the VIP tier. Thursday, so this Thursday 7 p.m. I think I'm keeping these time slots for a while. Tuesdays and Thursdays 7 p.m. New York, or I guess that's midnight UK, so midnight London and 1 a.m. Berlin. That's when I'm keeping these live chats. So we will see you next time, and you just got Timified Worldwide. Peace.